why don't you start out? The budget is out. We have a new administrator who I understand is going to be confirmed tomorrow. How are you seeing the whole small business landscape and lending landscape sort of shape up here? Are people paying attention, and what are they paying attention to?
I think people are paying attention. It is definitely a time of transition for these issues, though, because even though the administrator is likely to be confirmed by the Senate Small Business and Entrepreneurship Committee tomorrow, there's no indication yet when the full Senate will actually confirm her. And Jessica probably knows better than me about the vicissitudes of Harry Reid and how he schedules floor votes. So.
I think right now everything's sort of in flux with the weather, so
right,
I know a bunch of stuff's been pushed back.
So who knows? Hopefully they'll have a sense of urgency, and there doesn't seem to be any opposition standing in her way, unless maybe Tom Cobern wants to make a last stand against subsidizing anything. But I know he has put holes in things in the past. But I anticipate that the new administrator will get confirmed pretty soon. He should. It's been a long while since the SBA has had a permanent administrator. So, and then the other thing that's the time of transition is, we have a new chair of the Senate Small Business Committee, Maria Cantwell. So it'll take her a little bit of time probably to get up and running, even though she's been pretty active with the committee in the past. As far as the budget, I'm old-fashioned. I actually literally walked a mile through the Senate to get here because I got stuck in the presidential letterhead traffic, so I had to ditch my car and walk to get here. So that's just sort of an old-fashioned thing. But I miss the days when reporters could get a free copy, print copy of the budget, like the 3 books that stack up that high. Because I used to be like Steve Martin in The Jerk, when he goes, the new phone book is here, the new phone book is here. That's how I used to come into the newsroom and copy of the budget. I just find it's a lot harder to find stuff in the budget electronically, especially on this. So I did have time to look a little bit at the SBA budget while I was sitting here. And like you said, you got some good news for 504 with the subsidy and the president making a pitch for the refi program. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, though. Maybe we get into a debate about this. I think you guys are going to have a tough time getting that. I think, one, it's been gone for about a year and a half, so it's going to feel to a lot of members of Congress like a new program, not like an extension. And so new programs, I think, are always harder to get than extensions. And two, I think there's still going to be, on the Republican side, a lot of members who this is going to smack like a stimulus program, and they're done with that. And so I think you're going to have a tough time, but it'll be an interesting conversation with you guys. And the other aspect too is, and I'm not a banker, just from the little bit that I've read and seen and observing trends in the banking industry, it doesn't seem like there's a crisis in commercial real estate lending right now, where there was obviously when this rubber began. So I think it's going to be a tough fight.
Well, that's useful information, because as we're going into our Hill meetings, we can be prepared for some of that specific skepticism. Is it a bailout? Is it stimulus? Is it a smart bipartisan mechanism that the Senate supports in a bipartisan way? And are we out of the economic downturn? No. And Mark Zandi told us last night the real unemployment rate is probably not in the mid-6s, it's probably closer to 9%. So, but that perspective is useful, and it will inform us as we go into our hearings. What did you think of, our meetings, what did you think of Maria Contreras' sweet confirmation hearing?
Oh, I thought she did very well, and I didn't see any red flags that should stand in the way. I mean, it seems like she's a very dynamic leader and would be a good fit for the SBA. Why did it take so long to get her?
Yes, indeed. We have been waiting.